Hello guys, my name is Tamara and welcome to my channel. I know I haven't been around for a while for my own personal reasons. I did, however, want to pop in and maybe start doing videos for YouTube again every once in a while. I don't want to commit to anything, honestly, because I'm just too overwhelmed with everything else that's going on in my life at the moment. I just have too many obligations already, so I don't want this to become like another job, because it's not, for me at least. So I probably will still be doing videos, but only when I feel like I want to. On topics that I want to. Of course, if you do have any requests or questions or whatever, feel free to leave them down below. But I can't promise anyone that I will be following anything else but my own guidance. Okay, so that I put that out of the way. So yes, I did want to let you know that I did set up a Patreon page which did go live on the 1st of May this year, where I am sharing witchy ideas, experiences, some hands-on witchcraft and magic, some tarot ideas, practices, prompts, stuff like that. I will leave the link down below, so feel free to go check it out if you're interested. But yes, today I wanted to come here back on my YouTube channel because I did want to try one thing that I've been thinking about for a while, and it seems fun, and I even enjoy it myself when I see other readers do it, and so I wanted to try it myself and just see how it goes. So it could totally be a disaster, but let's just go with it. So let's do pick a pile reading. First, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna cleanse this space a little bit. I'm using Palo Santo, which I usually do not use. I did get like this one bundle of Palo Santo sticks as a gift. So I still have some of those because I usually don't use it. I prefer sage over anything else. But I ran out of my own sage bundles, so this is gonna be what I'm using today. So I am gonna be using the Hidden Waters Tarot. I'm gonna be using the Work Your Light Oracle cards. Then I'm gonna be using the Energy Oracle cards. I'm gonna try with my completely new Brady Tarot, 2nd edition. And also, for some additional sassiness, I'm gonna throw in the Rebel deck. I think it's officially called like the Rebel Tarot Oracle or something like that. I've had this for a while. You can see the bag is falling apart, but it's an oracle deck basically. Okay, so I'm gonna mix these decks right now, put them into 3 piles, and you can pick a pile, pick just one, pause the video if you have to, relax, I would recommend to go with the one that that popped in your mind immediately, like either as a number from 1 to 3 or as a visual. The question that I'm going to be answering is, what do you need to know at this time right now? And it doesn't matter if you're watching this video this very day or if you're watching this video much later, even years later or whatever. So what is it that you need to know at this time? What does your higher power, your spirit guides or your god or goddess want you to know right now? Okay, so these are piles 1, 2, and 3. Pick one pile and as I said, just choose intuitively. Choose the pile that your gut tells you to choose, okay? You can pause the video to do it. You don't have to do it in like 3 seconds. And once you choose your pile, you can skip to the timestamp that I will provide down below in the description box. So you can go straight to your reading. So the question is, what do you need to know right now? What do your guides want you to know right now in this moment? So for your pile number 1, we're gonna see what your guides' message for you at this moment is. So let's start. The first card, wow, the first card that you chose is from the Hidden Waters Tarot, and it is the Wise Crone. So what I can see is a lot of old feminine wisdom, like the kind of wisdom that comes from within your bones, from within rather from without. Not so much as learning from others, but learning from your own self, from your own heart, from your own shadows, following your own inner cycles. As the moon has its bright side and dark side, all of her phases bring some kind of wisdom, bring a different type of knowledge, and all of it is valuable. So what this card is asking you to do is to look for that within yourself, okay? The next card is from the Brady Tarot. It's the Daughter of Horns. Wow, well, this card is traditionally the Page of Cups, which brings us into the realm of water, of intuition, of creativity, of flow. And the Daughter of Horns is the one that doesn't need a lot of inspiration to get her brain going, to get her creativity flowing, right? There's only a little spoon right here, which she drinks from, and a little birdie, which to me is kind of like that fish that you usually see in the Page of Cups. And it also represents that imagination, almost kind of naivety, but in this case, as you have the Wise Crone with it, I think that the wisdom for you right now lies in being a beginner, in allowing yourself that curiosity and joy in learning something new, of being a newbie, basically, and basically letting you know that this is the position that is the most productive for you at this moment. You don't have to know it. You don't have to know everything to go after it. You just have to allow your own excitement and joy to lead you towards what your calling is right now, what you need to do for your own well-being, okay? So the next card is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Wow, well, this makes perfect sense now. As I said, like, the Daughter of Horns, like, you don't need a lot to be birthing this whole new creation. You don't need a lot. You just need a tiny little glimpse of inspiration for you to be able to create something beautiful and magnificent. And as this card suggests, dreaming a new world into being. A new world into being for yourself and for others around you. It's a cliche, but, you know, things that are happening in the world will still be the things that are happening in the world. But what can change right now in this moment is the way you react to it. The way you take that energy that comes in. You can either take it as a blockage, as something that drains you, or something that inspires you. Something that keeps you going, something that pushes you forward. But it is necessary to find that flow within yourself, to find that current of energy and inspiration and creativity, because through that current you can create a better world for yourself. You can dream your dreams into being for yourself and for others. The next card is blossoming abundance. Wow, well, you're definitely in the process of creating something, of bringing something that started within, with that wise crone, and is coming through that inspiration and through that creativity is coming to manifest itself in the outside, right? Because you have abundance, blossoming abundance coming your way. But remember that abundance is not just money. It's not just, you know, how the numbers in your bank account. It's not only in the material possessions. Abundance is in joy, in happiness, in gratitude, in actually rejoicing in what you have. Because sometimes we have a lot of things and yet we don't rejoice in those things, right? For example, if you're constantly working at creating more and more money for you to buy more and more stuff, but if you're just using your time to create that money to get more stuff, you don't have the time to actually use the stuff that you get. So take a moment to think about how you can actually enjoy the abundance that you're having, right? Because you don't need a lot to be excited. You don't need to be at your final destination. You don't need to be reaching your goal right now to be abundant. You just have to see that every little step towards your happiness, towards doing what makes you happy, not necessarily for money, okay? But doing what makes you happy, those things bring you abundance. And the final card, I pushed it away because it's, you know, I can read straight away from it strayed away from it and I didn't want to see it until the last. So this is saying you're giving too many fucks. Give 0. Right. So I think this is a good card for finishing your reading, because you don't need others' approval to create, okay? Stop giving a fuck about what others think, what others feel, about what you should do, about what the world says is best for you, okay? Find that within yourself. Find that within the crone, okay? You know what you need to be doing. You just have to allow yourself to embark upon that path and to follow, to go with the flow, to create little things. Allow your creativity to birth your dreams into reality. You know, things that we create and new paths that we take usually bring us a lot of, you know, tiny challenges, and we stumble along that path. But those stumbles are part of the dance. And when you make a mistake, you know, when you're, for example, when you're a child that is excited and curious about starting something new, learning something new, they don't usually bother so much. They don't give so many fucks, right? When they stumble and fall, they usually even laugh about it. So, you know, if you stumble, if you fall, it's all good, because that stumble is just another step towards your happiness, towards your abundance, okay? So keep going. Okay, so group number 2. Let's see what it is that you need to know most right now, what your guides want you to know. So starting with the Hidden Waters Tarot. Queen of Swords. So sharpness of mind is definitely in play for you right now. You need to find your focus, okay? You need to find your focus, and you have a lot of that within you. You have a lot of mental strength, intellectual strength at your disposal right now, okay? You might have a lot of official, you know, knowledge, let's say, on things that our society approves, like such as high education. You might have a lot of, you know, as some people say, street knowledge. You know how to, you know, go about your life. You know how to survive. You know how to hustle. You know how to put your ideas into action. Or you might just be in your thoughts too much. We'll see what the second card shows, because I am a little bit conflicted with this one. Oh, so the next one is 10 of Swords, finality, from the Brady Tarot. So to me, this indicates that you might be going through an ending of some sort. You might be going through a breakup, a divorce. You may be, you know, quitting your job, or maybe you got laid off, or perhaps even you lost somebody, you know. And this tells me that there's definitely some kind of grief to work through, some sort of finality, right, as this keyword indicates. Something that you are currently already leaving behind, or maybe even something that you should be leaving behind. Definitely some sort of finality that you should learn how to accept, okay? This is usually a painful process, but the Ten of Swords to me is usually, it's a painful end, right? But at the same time, it's like giving in. It's not giving up, it's giving in to what the course of action is naturally flowing to. It's usually, let's say if we're talking about relationships, this card usually tells me that relationship is toxic. That the situation that is coming to an end is not productive. It doesn't have a future. And ending it brings relief as well. So this card is usually a painful ending, could even be death, not necessarily at all, but definitely an ending to something. It could also indicate not necessarily ending of a relationship or losing somebody else, but also cutting ties with people that are probably like your relatives, your family, but you know that they are not healthy for you to be around, right? It's also about boundaries. It's about, making that choice that on the long run will be a relief. And now maybe I understand this Queen of Swords a little bit better, because the Queen of Swords does not act on emotion so much. She acts purely on thought, on intellectual decisions. It's just simply facts, okay? It's not, oh, but maybe this, maybe that. No, she's like, okay, this is how things are. This is good for me. This is not good for me. So obviously the logical decision would be to choose what is good for me, despite of being sad that I have to choose this and not this, okay? So this is how the Queen of Swords makes decisions. Doesn't mean that it's not painful, but it means that you should be taking a position of Queen of Swords and using your mind, not just your heart, to make your decisions, okay? When it comes to that, that doesn't mean that you need to push your emotions away, that you need to pretend like you do not care and just cut whatever is not good away to finish whatever is not good without any emotion. No, we're human, okay? We are emotional beings. It's okay to feel sad about letting something or someone go. That's normal, and allow yourself the grief that comes with the card, okay? Let's see the next one. This one is Priestess. How are you being called to step up and lead? So in combination with the Queen of Swords, this is definitely telling me that you need to take responsibility for your own life, that you need to take your life, your decisions into your own hands, and just manifest, create what it is that you want it to be, okay? Don't be afraid to speak out on things that you feel you need to speak out on. Don't be afraid to use your energy in ways to achieve what is it that you want, okay? Don't be afraid to speak out in social situations, even at work or with your friends, okay? Don't be afraid to call someone's bullshit out. If there is injustice happening, the Queen of Swords is the first one to raise her sword and cut that shit away. So embrace that Queen of Swords from within. Even if you're a man, it doesn't matter, you know. This is not about gender. It's more about the energy. Because the role of the priestess is, first of all, to create a safe space for those who devote themselves alongside her to do better tomorrow, to grow, to evolve. And for you to do that, to ensure a safe space, to ensure a productive space, you have to put an end to toxic shit in your environment, basically, in your conversations, even if in your own mind, okay? Be observant of your own thoughts and make sure that you prune out anything that is not serving you, okay? So the next card is Cornucopia. This card definitely, for me at least, talks about not abundance like the other card, but harvest, about harvest. So what you sow is what you reap, right? So what you will plant into your environment is what you will harvest in the end. And it's better to have fewer crops and healthy crops than it is to have, you know, an abundance of rotten crops around you, right? You don't need weeds in your garden. You don't need suffocating, toxic growth in your garden, in your harvest. You need things that will be productive, that will encourage growth, that will encourage healthy environment, healthy relationships, and that will ensure that you, at the end of the day, when you go to bed, you know you did good, okay? To gain a good harvest, you know, another lesson of the harvest is you cannot have it fast. It's something that you have to work on slowly every day and be consistent and come back to your work and do your work every day. You can't do everything in one day. You have to do it little by little, but every day, okay? So don't try to burn yourself out running around weeding out toxic stuff from your environment, from your surroundings. Just pay attention to everything that is happening every day around you, and just prune those out little by little every day. So this way you don't burn yourself out, but you're still making progress, right? So you can have a good harvest at the end. You can have a clear mind and peace in your heart at the end of the day when you go to bed, right? Okay. Now the Rebel deck says that project, that person, that idea is waiting. Get after that shit. The world has your back. Okay, so in conjunction with everything else right here, it does seem like maybe you are being held back by something or someone that is not productive for you. Maybe someone who does not believe in your success or even your own thought processes, your own shadow work that hasn't been tended to. So you have to do the work, honey. You just have to, as I said, take those weeds out, whether that's your own thoughts in your mind that are blocking you, or those are actual situations or people or whatever it is. Take that shit out, because it will bring you relief and it will enable you to have more energy, more resources, literally, to invest into, as it says, that project, that person, that idea that you're actually after. Okay? Because you got this. You know how to go about it. You got this. You have everything that you need to achieve what you want to achieve. You just have to go after it. Just do it. Okay? Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, group number 3. Let's see what it is that you need to know right now, what your guides want you to know right now, okay? The first card is Two of Swords by Hidden Water Tarot. So this card definitely speaks to me about being split in two, being divided, undecisive, being split between two decisions, between two options, between two ideas, not knowing what to choose. And my advice immediately when it comes to this card is to wait. You don't have to decide right away. You do not have all the information that you need to make this decision, it seems. Maybe there's some information that is not completely true. Maybe there's some information that is not revealed yet, but it does speak to me of insufficiency of information. You need more information, or you need to include more of yourself into this decision. Sometimes we decide to choose or make our decisions only with our heart. Sometimes we decide to make our decisions only with our minds. And this card to me also speaks about balance. You need a balance of those to make the right decision for you. And also when it comes to making the right decision, sometimes it's better to make a decision even if it's not the right one. Sometimes that's better than not choosing at all. Because if you do not choose at all, it's like you're standing still, you're not moving forward. So you need to make a decision, because that means it's a step forward. And even if it's not, let's say, the right decision for you, it is the right decision for you. Because if it ends up not being what you thought it's going to be, it will still teach you something, okay? But let's see what the other cards say. Okay, so we have the Three of Pentacles in tarot. The keyword for this one in Brady Tarot is work. So this decision could definitely be about work. It could be about your actual job. It could be about some kind of a physical work that you could be doing, let's say, around your house, or something physical that you're doing, okay? It could also be decisions that you're making in regards to your own physical well-being, the way you want to work on your own physical self. But the Three of Pentacles is usually the card of progress. It's that first progress that you make. The first results start to show themselves. But it's also teamwork, right? It's also having different people involved in the work, because everybody plays a different role, which helps to achieve the results that you want. So to me, it's also a card of cooperation. But in this case, to me, it looks like it's speaking about you could be achieving some results at the work that you're doing, and you perhaps feel stuck. You perhaps don't know how to choose your next step to keep up those results, right? Once we see some results, we want more results. Once we get some success, we want more success. That's how we work, right? Let's see the next cards. I'm curious to see what they reveal. Dance with life. Do something to change your energy. Okay, this is very interesting, because there are two dancers on this card, and they're also very the energy is very much of the air element to me, because the swords are also the air element. So it seems like you could be stuck in your work right now. Like there's a dilemma and you're stuck and you don't know how to move forward. You don't know what exact step to take next. And the more energy you're putting into this decision, the more confused you get. And the more you're moving away from your inner guidance that usually helps you choose. So this card definitely suggests that you have to do something different. You need to take a break, okay? You need to take a break. That doesn't mean that you have to go on a vacation or take a day off or whatever. It could. If you feel like that's the answer, then that's what you should do. But to me, this is more like, okay, stop, full stop, not thinking about this decision, not thinking about this work at this moment. Let's just, focus on something else, do something completely different, and then come back to it. That usually helps with kind of relaxing our brain, let's say, so you don't just keep spinning in an endless circle with that decision as you did before, right? So take a breath, okay? You don't have to, as I said, you don't have to choose this right away. Just make sure that eventually you do make a choice, because that choice is a step forward. And even if it turns out not to be the most productive decision, you can still, the beauty of this is that you can decide, you can always make a choice. And even later down on the line, you can still make a different choice. But for now, take a break from this. Take a break, breathe, maybe, do whatever makes you feel good. if that's reading, if that's dancing, if that's singing, you know, hanging out with friends, or taking a break from people and or taking a nap, or, you know, whatever is your jam, do that. And don't think about this, okay? This is not the time to think about this for just that one moment. The break doesn't have to be for, as I said, as a full vacation or a whole day off. This could be 5 minutes. This could be, you know, a minute, if that means like just breathing a little bit consciously and then moving forward. Just take that break to breathe, to gather your thoughts, because you got this. It's good. Okay. Next card is the Thinking Man. Well, yes, the Thinking Man indeed. So, as I said before, this just confirms to me that this is about making a choice. This is about being in your thoughts too much. Perhaps this also indicates that maybe you work in a job where you think a lot, or where you make a lot of decisions, or, you know, it is expected from you to well, use your brain a lot, you know, like in intellectual ways. Maybe that's what your job requires from you to do. But what I would call this in the moment like this, in a reading like this, is not the thinking man, but the overthinking man. Thinking is good, but overthinking things is just it's not helpful, right? Once you start spinning in circles, it's, you know, that's the moment that you need to step out of that circle, breathe a little bit, look back at it, because when you're not spinning around in that, you can see more clearly, and then you can make a decision. And this final card says, don't talk to anyone, don't look at anyone, you need some fucking time alone, and you know why. Okay. So I think this concludes your reading perfectly. As I said, take a break. You don't have to discuss everything with everybody. You don't have to get confirmation from everybody about your decisions or your thoughts. Just take a break. Take a break, take a breath, and then come back to it. Okay? Thank you so much for being here. And this is the last reading, we're finishing this video as well. So I hope you like this. If you want me to make more of these, please let me know down below. I actually found this very enjoyable. So yeah, might be making more. Bye.